Yeah, welcome to an episode. Actually, hold on. New season, that is. Of
Oh,
Mrs.
a
Z
brand
and
new
Fifth.
season. Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all. My mic
Yeah, man.
dropped as soon as I talk. That don't make no sense. Anyway, Mrs. Z and Fifth, season 4,
Whoa, yeah.
episode 1, season 4. This is October 2022. The last time you seen us was on the last episode, that is, of The Round Circle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like I said before, on The Round Circle, Cinema will be joining us as a guest from time to time, so everything is good. All right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
A lot has happened since we been on our off season.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
We won't get into a whole wrap up, but
Yeah, man.
you know, a lot has took place. You know, to say the least, right?
Quite a bit. Yeah, man.
And we've had to kind of navigate around that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the whole monkeypox situation. Oh Lord.
Oh, yeah. Yes. How it's
It's
people
like
been scared about that.
it's like here we go again. Something else to be concerned about, right?
Yeah.
You know, you have that.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're talking about some new strain of ammonia.
What?
Yeah, they got a vaccine for it, man.
Oh, no, they got a vaccine for it, so we got to take another vaccine. Man, so they got a vaccine for it already.
Well, I don't know about us taking anything, but I saw a commercial.
Yeah.
It's hard to pronounce it. Let me see if I could look it up. I saw a commercial.
And now they gonna want you to take a shot.
I'm trying to figure out how you even spell pneumonia. Here we go with a P. All right.
They were talking about piano. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were talking about some new ammonia. Maybe it's just new to me, but it has a specific name to it. Starts with a O. Let me see something.
A new strand.
What is it called? It is called
strand. A new strand.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
A new
I should know the name. I should know. It says the epidemic started. Anyway.
Yeah. They came up with a new strand. Some kind of
whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
I sort of maybe it's the typical term for it. Anyway, scratch that, audience. But anyway, let's just say I saw a commercial, informing people to take a certain vaccine.
Oh boy,
for pneumonia. I'm not used to seeing that. I'm not used to seeing a commercial, advertising for a vaccine for pneumonia. Are you?
No, that's new. That's new. A pneumonia? That's new for pneumonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's new. A commercial just strictly for pneumonia? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to promote more health. I guess they're trying to promote more vaccine. They're trying to promote more vaccines because it's always they have the monkeypox scared a few people. We already got used to COVID, and COVID is still here. And believe it or not, it's still here. But now this monkeypox, people thought that okay, only certain people get monkeypox. But now, with all these, most cities, a lot of cities are crowded, you know. So now the people worried about monkeypox. Now monkeypox. What's the origin of monkeypox? Where did it originate from? It came from a distant land.
Okay. So monkeypox, they claim. Just want to say that 3 times. That it comes from the continent of Africa. I mean, that's
okay.
Typically where people try to say everything comes from, right?
From yeah.
But
they said that about AIDS.
Wouldn't the country that it come from have the most numbers? If that was the case,
yeah. If that was the case,
turns out that's not the case, right? they were saying that it was first transferred through sexual bodily fluids. You know what that is? They said it was high. They said it was high amongst man on man action. All right.
Yo, man on man. Okay.
Yeah. Then they said a woman caught it. I thought that was because what was happening in the guys that were swimming in one swimming pool decided to swim in another swimming pool, and that's what got the woman done. I'm metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically, okay.
I'm not actually talking. I'm not actually talking about swimming pools, but when you go from one pool that's infected, and then you go to a pool that's clean, and then you swim in that pool, you infect that pool too, right?
Yeah, there you go.
And that's how you contaminate that. So then
yes,
they said a couple women were showing up with it, and that got people even more scared because at first it was, oh, don't worry, I ain't gonna get it because I'm not team man on man.
Right.
There were women that were getting it that are on the man on woman team.
Wow. See that?
Now, Zacchaeus, you've heard this term as a youngin' down low, right?
Yes, I did. Oh, yes. You know what I'm gonna say? Back in the day, yeah. I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm 35, so I heard it back in the 90s.
Yes,
right. So that's basically what that case was.
Down low, yeah.
Then they said, oh, it's not just bodily fluids. It's not just seminal fluid, because they were saying it was seminal. They were saying, oh, well, you can get it from skin to skin contact.
I heard, yep.
Right.
And
it looks, and then that's all I'm gonna say about that, because YouTube has a sensitive algorithm, and you can't talk about pandemics like that. So I'll
okay.
But you just wanted to know. I just wanted to answer your question briefly.
Yeah.
So we had that going on. Okay. Then we had too much to name. But you know what? Let's get into our topic now. We'll just do that.
Yeah. Let's just do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw something that rapper My Son posted, and he posted about a woman who had been murdered by the police in Baytown, Texas. That's right outside of Houston, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And, he shot. Police officer shot a woman. Let me just play the news clip and then we'll get into it.
Family of a woman killed by a Baytown police officer is devastated after he was found not guilty today by a jury. Pamela Turner's case caught national attention in 2019. That officer was charged a year and a half after her death.
Juan de la Cruz was attempting to arrest Turner for a warrant while he patrolled the apartment complex they both lived in. They got into a tussle, and he says she grabbed his taser, and that's when she was killed. ABC 13's Micah Hatfield is standing by live and has new reaction tonight. Micah?
Gina and Tom, emotions were running high with Pamela Turner's family right after they heard that verdict. They've waited more than 3 years for what happened today to happen, and they don't believe that a jury heard all of the details.
He ripped my heart out May 13th, and then the judge come here and rip it out again on October 11th.
More than 3 years after she was killed, Pamela Turner's killer, Baytown police officer Juan de la Cruz, was determined by jurors to not be guilty of aggravated assault by a public servant in her death. They were given the case Monday at about 2:45 in the afternoon and returned a verdict around 1 o'clock today.
A grand jury indicted Officer de la Cruz, and this jury reached a different verdict in large part because they could only base it on the evidence that the judge allowed into the trial.
What Judge Chuck Silverman did not allow into court was extremely frustrating for Turner's family. Jurors did not hear that Turner and de la Cruz knew each other and had a history, her mental health, or Baytown PD's policies. Her family says the officer knew she suffered from mental illness. De La Cruz is still employed with Baytown PD. His current status is administrative leave with pay. The department limited their comment because there's still pending civil litigation, but said in part in a statement, a review of internal processes and policies continues, in addition to pending internal affairs inquiries to determine policy compliance or non-compliance.
If they don't want to convict De La Cruz, send the judge to do his time. He know he's guilty.
ABC 13 reached out to Judge Silverman's office for comment on the family's frustrations and await a reply. He is entering his final months on the bench. Judge Silverman lost in the primary election. De La Cruz and his attorneys did not speak to the media after trial concluded.
Okay. Look. Look. Did I just hear that they knew each other?
Yes, I heard the same thing too. I heard the same thing too. So he knew, De La Cruz knew that she had a mental illness.
Yeah, he knew who she was.
You knew who she was. It was not. They're not strangers. No. So my question to him is why, if you know she has a mental illness, and you know her, why kill her?
Because she was targeted. Why kill her? Because she was targeted. Because
I believe that, yes.
Because why? First of all, what the heck? Why did the confrontation even happen? I felt like I missed something. There's a reason why you're getting pulled over. There's a reason why. I feel like I missed something.
No, she was either she was overly. There's no reason to kill her, even if she's overly hyped, because she does have a mental issue, and you're aware of that. So there is something. It's a piece of the puzzle that's missing, because if an officer knows that, okay, this person has a mental issue, all you got to do is call EMS. Call the EMS, FDNY EMS, call EMS, and they'll take care of the whole situation. All you got to do is make a report out. How did that lead to her getting killed? Yes, she's irate, but still. She may be irate, but still, it does not lead to her getting murdered. And there's a murder. Y'all, there's a murder. It doesn't lead to her getting murdered.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing patrol. And then he wanted to arrest her. For what? Every exchange between the public and police shouldn't end with a shooting or an arrest. There would have to be a reason for an arrest. That's number one. Number two, why you pull out the taser all of a sudden? That taser came out pretty fast. Now, there's video of her being killed, sadly. There's video of it, actually.
Yeah, it's footage that you'll see.
Somebody caught her with their cell phone.
It's being recorded.
He claims that she was grabbing for his gun several times. So that's why he shot her 4 times. He emptied out 4 times in that clip I sent you. Zacchaeus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he. But there's ways. Okay, she's mentally ill, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is ways of diffusing a situation like that, a physical situation, unless he went to straight deadly force. I think he went to taser. Taser is a physical force, and he went to deadly physical force.
Yeah, I think
you should. Yeah,
I think he wanted to get the best of her because he couldn't. He couldn't, I guess, arrest her the way she wanted to, and because he's a sucker. He decides, his pride tells him, I'm gonna kill this woman.
Yep.
And he knows exactly who, what, and where he's patrolling.
Mm-hmm.
And It didn't have to be like that, man. First of all, it didn't have to
No.
be that way. If you felt that you couldn't apprehend somebody, man, call for backup. But you don't have to necessarily just not get to the point where you tasing and shooting. And say somebody runs away. The woman didn't commit a murder. I don't understand this thing. It's very selective. You know this, Zacchaeus. This is a very selective talking points when it comes to black people and death, right? This woman, we have to separate things because a lot of people like to lump everything to each other.
Right.
I'm not reading here that this woman did a murder,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a warrant for her arrest.
Mm-hmm.
So it warrant you to be prepared for deadly force because she killed somebody, right? That's not what I read here. I didn't read that.
Right.
I didn't read any crime she did. I didn't read any of that. So what the heck are you doing stopping this woman? I didn't see that.
What was the reason for her getting killed? Because maybe, okay, she has a mental issue. Maybe she's a little irate, but don't lead to her getting murdered, though.
Yeah.
There's many ways to diffuse the situation without dying. It seems that it's senseless. It seems like we always die senselessly.
Yeah.
To the hands of the police.
Police. Now the problem is the fact that there's no. It's almost like they didn't want to deal with the trial. Remember, they said it took a year.
Yeah.
No, 2019. 2019, man. Almost 2 years.
So 2 years. And you know the crazy thing about it? This was not even.
This was not talked about at all, man.
Not talked about, not mentioned, talked about.
I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for my son posting it on his Instagram channel because nobody else is talking about it. What's being talked about more? We'll get into that in the next topic.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
what's being talked about more than that is our last topic about Kanye and that freaking shirt. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want people to know what the main topic is about. So, because they're listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move on from this story, but I don't like the whole situation. Rest in peace to Pamela Turner. You didn't have to lose your life. I mean, dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't have to get shot 4 times. Jesus Christ.
Jeez, man. And she's and to me, I'm just saying that she looks like an older woman that could be possibly his mother. She looks like an older lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't respect your.
Well, no, he don't respect his elders. I mean that's not an elder that he respects. I'm pretty sure there's an elder he does respect. She's not one of them. Okay,
right.
Maybe if an elder looked like him, he may have more respect.
More respect, right?
All right,
but
anyway, condolences goes out to the family. That's a mess. Zacchaeus, anything else you want to say about this before?
I would say this real quickly. To me, I mean, I'm gonna just express myself this way, and I'm gonna say this loud and clear that it seems to me that certain people, with certain pigmentations, and they still look at us as. Like they look at Trayvon Martin, and they look at certain people like men, grown men, and they also and also compare to grown men like myself and grown men. Sometimes they look at us as we're all on the same level. If that man was the police officer looked at her as a woman, not even like a woman, just more like a threat. That could be his mother. That look like that could be his mother, or that it's just that they don't respect the elders, black elders, or they don't really respect us any age. They look at you as the same. Oh, you're 45 to a 16-year-old. They look at you the same way. Doesn't matter. Yeah. You're a threat. You're considered a threat. That's my last thoughts on that.
All right.
R.I.P. to the family.
I know that's some garbage.
Condolences to the family.
That is some straight up garbage. I mean, when will it end? I mean, you have to get justice for stuff like this. I mean, police are going to kill people, but the problem is when you start throwing them in jail, that's when it'll slow down a bit because people think twice about killing somebody. Well, killing black people.
Yes.
Or just anybody
Yes.
for that. Nobody should be killed, no matter what you look like.
Right.
You shouldn't be unarmed.
Right.
And being killed for something that could have prevented a killing. Why you have to kill the woman? I mean, there's no shooting to wound anymore. You notice that? There's no shooting to wound.
Right.
There's no shooting to wound. It's
shooting to kill.
It's just kill you. Well, because they can't fight. These police officers they some straight up punks. They soft, man. They can't fight. They don't have no hands. And they teach them how to fight.
None. Yeah. Well, they teach them. Yeah.
I mean, they teach them how to certain combat
techniques.
defense techniques, right?
Defense techniques, even with the baton. It's certain techniques, but they're not even using that.
Heck no. Baton.
They're not even using no batons. When's the last time they don't use? But they use what in riots? They use batons. They don't use. They barely use batons. They go straight. They go straight to the deadly force. There's no baton using. You're lucky. Rare. They use a taser's rare. They use a taser. Why couldn't you just stop at the taser? It's no respect for black life. But first, we got to respect each other. But we'll get into that, though. Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like there's another I used to remember you know how you see like a Batman cartoon and Batman has like that grappling net that he shoots at people to stop them from running because it just it shoots it goes out and it wraps up their body like this and they're doing this and they can't move. How come we don't have that? I mean, wouldn't that help?
It certainly would.
Because apparently they're saying the tasers don't work. So I'm assuming that when he shot his taser, he missed.
Right. I'm sure. Yeah. Most likely. So you went for his gun instead.
Right. Because he Anyway, on to the next topic. You let me know something that Charlamagne talked about it on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. What happened on the basketball court, man?
Asia Womack.
Oh, where was this exactly? Let that be known too.
Yeah. To those who don't know, this story was held in Dallas. I forgot which part of Dallas. Dallas, northern, I think southern Dallas.
That's enough. Dallas is enough. They know the city.
Yeah. So Asia Womack was a young sister that was playing basketball. She was 21 years old. Those who don't know, she's 21 years old. She was playing basketball on a basketball court with a friend, so-called friend. His name is Hoggs. He's in his early 30s. And I guess they had a basketball. I guess they was talking smack to each other, Oh, I can beat you, you can beat you, I can beat you. And the story goes where, okay, he lost the game. He lost the game, but he lost. The difference is that he lost to he lost to her, a female. He lost the game. So as they going back and forth with each other, they carry on with each other back and forth, going back and, well, I'm better than you, better than me. I guess that's what people do in basketball and different sports. It's always like a challenge. Yeah, it's talking smack challenge. And I guess he didn't like what she said. So he went back, left the basketball court, went back to get his piece. Those who don't know what piece is a gun. Went back to get his gun, and he shot her up a few times, killing Asia Womack, killing her on the court. I want to know. I really want to know. My question is, what kind of men we have in this generation? That's a question I scratch my head. I scratch my head and I say, what kind of men we have in this generation? You're gonna kill someone over beating you in a basketball game.
It's not just
But
someone.
I think, but you know what the thing is? I'm gonna just say this too.
Yeah.
I think this Hogs has some issues, internal issues, mental issues that he's battling with, because it takes a mental case to get that angry to shoot somebody over a basketball game. And you know this woman. You hung out with her. I heard they were friends. You hung out with her. You spent time with her. They didn't catch him yet. He's on the run. But still.
Well, that's what I wanted to get into, because it's not just, according to them, they're friends. So it's not just someone.
Right.
This is what we call a social crime. When you do crime against someone that you know socially. What the heck was going on in their quote unquote friendship that you had to go leave, come back, and murder her so heinously? I'll give the mic back to you, because you're still talking about the article. Go ahead.
You know, and this it was so, I've heard of things before, but this one was so disturbing that I couldn't even look at the brother, because they had his profile on the I couldn't even look at him, because I'm like, you're worse than an animal, because you gonna go back and kill a woman, or kill anybody for that matter, for beating you in a basketball game. You know, it just goes to show you that we're living in some crazy, weird last days times. You're gonna kill a woman for beating a basketball court. It's deeper. It goes deeper than that. That's like I said before. He has a lot of. You have to have a sick mental issue internally to even stomach thing like that, because this woman, she lost her life senselessly. You know, and I was looking at, and I looked at the news. I looked at the news, and her mother came on and said she died doing what she loved to do, but it's like she's almost not there, because when I mean that she's not there, she's lost, because she's in disbelief of what happened to her daughter. The pastor that was there with her, he's saying that he's on the loose. They should get him. And I don't understand, in all my life of living, to have someone killed over a game, a basketball game, a one-on-one. It's just a simple one-on-one in the park. Nobody's getting nothing for it. Nobody knows who you're playing. Nobody knows that you're getting beat by this girl. So what? You beat her the next day. So why you gonna go back and why you gonna go back and shoot her? You know, violence is getting really serious in these times. So we always got to be prayed up, man. We getting really serious. You can't you don't know if you get into an argument if somebody's gonna pull out on you. Now you don't. Now you're even worried about if you beat somebody in the game, they're gonna kill you or not. It's really last days times. We're living in some demonic.
So I'm gonna say
this.
Times, I'm gonna say this.
Crazy.
So because I like to look at what they don't say, right?
Right.
He left and came back. And how long did it take him to come back? Does it say?
No, it just said that he left and came back. It didn't give her like a specific time.
He left and went where? To his home or to his house or to his car?
I guess I believe to maybe I don't want to make up the story, but I believe he went to he had to have a car. Maybe Dallas you drive, I guess. So I guess he had to have a car. He came back quickly because if I guess I don't know if he lived by the court, the basketball court. I don't know how far he was.
He went to go get the gun.
He went to go get the gun. Yes.
Okay. So that's premeditated murder.
Yes.
Right. Intent to kill. That's manslaughter.
Mm-hmm.
The woman, his friend, waited.
Mm-hmm.
For what? I'm assuming she waited because they're friends and there was no threat.
Right. She probably figured that he would have come back and just take her home but I mean, she waited there. You know what? They're friends.
You don't wait for somebody to kill you. Like if somebody says, I'll be right back.
I'll be back.
And if you still here, you a dead woman. So I doubt that was said to her to the point where she would stay there. This sounds like this sounds like some type of bait to a murder that was already planned a long time ago. Because that's not a crime of passion. Right. I don't see any crime of passion here. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a detective. Maybe I could be wrong about that. I just watched a lot of episodes of Law and Order years ago. But I just felt like this was something that he planned out, and the basketball game was the excuse.
You know, it could be a strong possibility.
Yeah,
it could be a jealousy. It could be a jealousy thing because it's weird because the mother did say that she loved basketball. Man, she loved She loved playing the game. She loved the game. But the thing is that I could see that. I could see this happening. It could be premeditated because it could be planned out that I leave. You wait there for me. I got something special for you. I'll be right back. Don't worry. I got your number. You beat me in this game? Don't worry. I got your number. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. And she's like bluffing. Okay, you got me. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Where you going? Don't worry. I'll be right back. Just wait right there. Don't worry. I'll be right back. Where you going? Don't worry. Don't worry. You beat me in this game. I'll be right back. Don't worry. And the surprise came. And she lost her life. So I can see that being premeditated. But like the article said, he got angry. I mean, he got angry, but you get angry they can only angry. But
listen, they can only know but so much. He's on the run. They don't know him. They haven't talked to him. He hasn't been interrogated. Right. He hasn't confessed to a crime. They don't know.
Right. They don't know. Right. They don't know. All they know is that they didn't catch him. He's on the loose, and they have questions. They're gonna catch him, and they have questions for him. Now, Texas is a big state, man. This brother could have went anywhere, man. He could have went in.
He could have went anywhere by now.
Yeah. By the time
he could be on a flight to the Dominican Republic. I mean, he could be anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah.
So he could be going to Cuba because Cuba. There's no what do you call that? There's no extradition laws in Cuba, so Cuba doesn't have to give you up. That's where our sister
Angela Davis.
No, Assata Shakur is.
Oh, Assata Shakur. Assata Shakur is related to
that is Afina Shakur's sister, which is Tupac's
Shakur aunt. Tupac's aunt.
Yeah.
Well, good for her. She's in Cuba.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she was accused of killing a cop during a alleged bank robbery of her and other former Black Panther members.
Oh, she's an older lady. Oh, much older lady. So those who don't know, the Black Panther, they were
the Black Panther Party.
They were infiltrating the Black Panther Party in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. They were like infiltrating them, arresting everybody who was Black Panther. This is during the time of Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
Those who don't know, real quickly, they were infiltrating. They were arresting them, shooting at them. This is police, Chicago, Oakland police. They were LA police. They were shooting at them and trying to
anywhere the Black Panthers was. I think
chapters across the country. They had chapters across the country.
But I just mentioned Cuba as an example. But anyway,
she's there.
Nobody knows where this man is at. He's on the run, and man, they should find him. And let me tell you something. You gonna be a savage like that, son? Like, man, nah, we not having that.
You gonna kill a woman over basketball, man?
I'm not with
Come on, man.
I'm not with that.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
That's savage. Come on, man.
So whatever punishment they give him, man.
He deserve it.
Yeah.
And I hope they catch him soon.
Yeah, you can't.
She didn't have to.
You can't be out here just killing. You can't do that. You can't just kill somebody and then think it's all good. Nah, I'm not
No. This woman was a daughter. You know, she's 21 years old, a young woman. Come on, nah.
Yeah,
they gotta catch him. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let me ask you a question. This was unplanned.
Yes.
You're familiar with Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Yes, I am. Yes.
You're familiar with the Netflix series that they did?
Yes,
on it, right?
it's on. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I just so happened to watch it. I said I wasn't gonna watch it for an obvious reason.
Yeah.
Let's just say I had to do a lot of fast forwarding on certain scenes.
It's sick.
Yeah.
I only watch it. I watched one episode, then I watched two, but I didn't continue it.
So I saw the first episode.
Yeah.
and was like, okay. I was aware that he was a Bati boy.
Yes, that he was.
I was aware of that. Hearing about that story when I was a younger lad.
Yes.
Me too. I'm familiar with the story of Dahmer.
Me too.
What I did not know was that he got killed. I thought he had the death penalty, but I was confusing that with somebody else.
Yeah, he got killed in the prison.
He got killed by a prisoner. A prisoner killed him.
Inmate, yeah.
An inmate killed him because he's like, yo, you deserve to have the death penalty. You don't.
Yeah, killed so many. He killed a young gay dude. He killed.
Yeah,
he killed him.
And a child. Come to find out, I had no idea that one of those victims was a 14-year-old kid. I had no idea. But anyway,
he was a sick man.
I watched the show. Like I said, I hit the fast forward button on a couple scenes.
Yeah.
I want to say from an acting perspective, Evan Peters did such a great job that he made me believe he was Dahmer.
He looked like him. Yeah, that's scary. It looked like him. Yeah. Did he look like the real one? Yes, he did. Yeah,
like the way his acting performance was award winning. Niecy Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Niecy Nash can act.
Oh yes, I've seen her in a few films. Can act. I'm impressed.
Niecy did a great job, and I think Niecy deserves more roles like this that challenge her. I didn't like Claus because Claus had her. I don't know. There was some stereotypical things her character in Claus. That's why I can't give her kudos on that show.
Right.
But there have been other things that I've seen Niecy do, and I said, okay, that's the Niecy I know. Niecy Nash can act. Niecy did a great job in that series. A great job. I'm going to give her flowers because nobody is. Everybody's giving Evan Peters his props, and that's fine because, of course, he was the main actor in the series. But she was the supporting cast actress in this series.
Yes.
And she nailed it. She killed it.
She did good, you know?
And so, for those who are going to watch it, I mean, it is what it is. For those who have seen it, I think they know what I'm talking about. But it shined a light on something. Dahmer, according to what I'm seeing, Dahmer appeared as a non-threatening white man. He had the appeal of a non-threatening white man. And cops were being called on Dahmer, but nobody was treating it anything. They were like, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
by then he done had like dang near almost 20 bodies.
Yeah. Yes.
But cops was being called on him a long time ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? According to the paperwork. Cops, there'd been 911 calls on this cat. Police ignored it.
Yeah.
You know, and the one thing I noticed about Dahmer is that Dahmer, when you look at those last bodies that he collected, it was a whole bunch of black men.
Yes, gay black. Yeah.
In the beginning, it wasn't. In the beginning, it wasn't. Right? And all of a sudden, he's like, everything else started to be black men.
Yes.
Now, some would say Dahmer targeted black men because he knew the police wouldn't value their life like they do value white lives.
Right.
That he knew that they wouldn't value black lives. Right?
It's a fact.
Right? I'm going somewhere. People, I'm going, Zacchaeus.
Okay.
Because Dahmer knew, especially then, that police won't come over here because black lives don't matter as much as white lives.
White lives, right.
And that transitions into our last topic.
Yes.
Kanye West.
Okay. We got to address it.
And Candace Owens.
Yeah. Or what they call her, Karen Owens.
What was photo opped. That's good. You said Karen Owens. I know what you mean by that. Well, photo op together wearing White Lives Matter shirts. Took it from the phrase Black Lives Matter, from the cause. That happened after Black Lives Matter. That started right after Trayvon Martin got killed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me ask you, Zacchaeus, is it just a t-shirt?
No, let me tell you, let me break that down for you a little bit. Let me break it down for the audience a little bit. Now, the White Lives Matter was only created because the Black Lives Matter movement existed. So that's white supremacy lashed back. The white supremacy wanted to create something that's because they was like, wait a minute, you're wearing Black Lives Matter? Oh no. So white supremacy created something called, they seen that, so they said let's create something called White Lives Matter. So that's part of the white supremacy kind of way of saying, oh no, White Lives Matter. Which I'm not saying, okay, I believe, all lives matter, but that is just their lashback. That's all that's all the White Lives Matter creation t-shirt was all about. Because if it was no Black Lives Matter, believe you me, I kind of wonder, I know that there was not going to be no White Lives Matter t-shirt coming out, anything like that coming out. So in a way, and I'm gonna say this, and I know if you agree with me, that Kanye's live for validation, just like Karen Owens, Candace or Karen Owens, or Karen Owens, they live for the validation of white supremacy.
Oh well. I can give you 2 hints to why they do. 2 hints.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Who did Kanye have children with? That's one part.
Okay.
Candace Owens is married to a white man.
Yes.
Continue.
So when he came out, but I seen this for the first time that he's wearing these t-shirts, and then I seen footage of I seen the image of her. He's holding hands with Karen Owens. They're holding hands, and then I'm saying to myself, "Yee, he plays he like only when it's convenient for him." So they went to France, right? For the I guess for the shoot for the
Fashion show or something
fashion
like that.
show
Whatever
for the
that-
fashion show, yes. And I guess he's seen all of his white counterparts, and he thought it was cute to put on a white Lives Matter shirt on. And Candace, of course, Karen Owens, the
Yeah, she's Auntie
big-
Ruckus, not Uncle Ruckus, but Auntie Ruckus from the Boondocks, basically. she's that character.
Exactly. So to me, them two wearing this shirt, I'm saying to myself, I'm like, I look at that and I say, man, they just live for this invalidation.
They just live
straight
for
up and
clout.
down.
All right, let's break it down
Yeah.
more. Let's break it down more to stretch this out. The reasoning, right? Now, he did an interview on Tucker Carlson's show on Fox News. I didn't watch the interview. I frankly don't care, but I should, from a journalistic standpoint, should have watched it. So I won't comment on the interview.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this: you
I
said
watched it. Yeah.
you watched it.
Mm-hmm. I watched
Tell
I watched a good I think 20 minutes of it.
bring up some key
Then-
points. Bring up some key points from the interview, and I'll go
Absolutely.
to what I'm saying. Yeah.
Now, the reason why Kanye said he wore that. Now I'm going into the meat, because he was talking a whole lot of stuff before that, but I'm going into the meat. The reason why he wore it, because he said that he used to, remember he's a free, he wants to speak freely. He's a free voice. He wants this freedom, this freedom, and he feels that wearing this is to say that God put him in a position. He's using God. He said God put him in a position to awaken, to open certain people's minds into not thinking a certain way. He's a free thinker, so he wants to think, and he wants to be able to think this way, and he believes that God is using him. That's what he said. God is using him to awake certain minds, and just to get out of the way of certain people thinking. Now he is also, now people said he's tired of people getting on him, because he said a lot of my counterparts, they got on me, and I was even threatened. He even used the word threatened. He was even threatened because certain things that went on. He said that he was threatened. He was also threatened because he also said that slavery. He mentioned this in the interview, that slavery was not.
He said
was a choice. If it was a choice, slavery was a choice.
Right.
So he was threatened for that,
And I'm gonna break
he
that
was
down
threatened for
too.
certain. Now, and I said to myself, I said, this man, even Karen Owens, they just basically go. They don't respect our people, man, and you can't respect our people wearing shirts like that, and you cannot respect our people, especially saying slavery was a choice. You cannot. Ain't nowhere in the world. No. He has something with, I guess he has some kind of business ventures he's doing, but I also think that in my mind that he also looks to get attention, seeking that great attention. And in the process of seeking that great attention, he is using us, our black people, as a way of, he's using that platform, and he's irritating us, irritating us, not only irritating us, but just he's trying to get underneath our skin to rile up something so he can get the attention. He's like an attention seeker. That's what he is. And sometimes sometimes you gotta know what certain people are doing, And he said, "Hey, certain people you got to know what they're doing. They're plugged into the system. They're into the system. They're into the world, this new world system. They're into this world system, and they're trolls of this system, this Babylon system that we're living in, that we're all living in. That's what they do. So they live for validation. That's what Karen Owens does, and that's what Kanye does. Now, Fifth, I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this.
All right.
Break it down, my brother. Break it down.
We got 10 minutes of the show left. I'll try to get this all in and then pass the mic back to you. It's a little deeper than that, right? Not so much the T-shirt, but what people's misconceptions are of where how this whole thing started with people saying Black Lives Matter. He says it's an awakening to people. It's not an awakening, first of all. When in the entire history of America, I won't even say the world yet, but when in the entire history of America did white lives not matter? Right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why, and they should have kept to this reason and maybe should have had their slogan a little differently. People said Black Lives Matter, not to say nobody else's life matters. It was to say Black Lives Matter also. Black Lives Matter too. It should have been called BLA, Black Lives Matter also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what it probably should have been said. Black Lives Matter also. Besides everybody else's life. But the reason why that was said was because stuff was happening and nobody was doing any time for killing black life except for black life, unless it was a situation where somebody black murders somebody black, then they did time, because black people go to jail. Like there's this big thing about everybody, quote unquote, every time something happens, it's black on black crime. It's why do we do this to each other? Why we need to do better? It ain't no we, because I ain't out there doing it. And Zacchaeus, you not out there killing nobody, okay?
No.
So it's not. It's just degenerates doing killings. Degenerates are degenerates of any race. But when they do it, they don't call it white on white crime. They don't call it Asian on Asian crime. They don't call it that. They don't call it Latino on Latino crime. They don't call it that when they do it. They just call it crime. Right? So every time somebody white, citizen or police officer, kills an unarmed black man, woman, or child and walks away scot-free, black people, well, white people number one first, but then some coons want to say, well, what about black on black crime? Y'all don't do nothing when black. First of all, who is y'all? And secondly, they do something when black people kill black people. They're behind bars. You know how many black people are in jail for crimes they actually did do? Let's talk about that. And then let's talk about how many white people are not behind jail by crimes they did do. Notice how I had to say it that way. You have white people who are not in jail for crime they did. How about that? Versus black people who are in jail for crime they did do. All I'm saying is if you're gonna equal it all across the board. Okay?
Right.
That's that. Right. Secondly, Kanye, right? Kanye not too long ago was on Instagram talking about they trying to keep a black man down. I'm tired of messing with my black. They trying to keep my black babies from me. You know, where was all of that? Where was that energy? That energy went out. That energy went out the door. And
when you got with Karen Owens,
his kids are not even. His kids are not even half white. They're part white because Kim is half.
Right.
You know, so since Kim is half, her kids are half of that.
Right.
So anyway, So what happens is the children are half black. If those who are considered a pie chart, one half of them is black, but then you got to split it up into 2 1/4 mathematically. And then a fourth of them is white, and then a fourth of them is Armenian. And Armenian is, I guess, a derivative from kind of coming from the Arab, Euro, Asia, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
White people know they ain't white. I'll just say that. White people look at Kim Kardashian and they look at her and they know she's not white. Like they look at her and they don't look at Kim Kardashian as a white woman.
Right.
Not really. Like they don't
No.
consider her part of them.
Right.
Because
Yes,
she's
it's
not
true.
fully white.
Yeah.
Now her mother is white.
Yes.
That's where the white part comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Kris Kardashian is a white woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that daughter of hers and them other daughters and that son are mixed. Except for the Jenner kids. Oh, I'm sorry, he not called. Except for Kylie and Kendall. Those are white kids because their father mother is white.
Yeah.
Their father mother.
Yeah.
They have a father mother now.
Yeah. A father mother.
A father mother, you know what I mean, right?
Oh yes.
Anyway, I don't want to get canceled. I'm trying to what I'm saying is when they were born, his name was Bruce Jenner, and then when he became grown, his name is now Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
So the kids saw their father become a mother. Anyway,
yeah.
So when did White Lives Not Matter? I recall that White Lives Matter when we saw the whole world shut down when Benet Ramsey, the kidnapping of I'm going there.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember White Lives Mattering when Nicole got killed, and they wouldn't let up the fact that OJ did it or not. When all the evidence and that cop with his racist behind messed up the whole case, and by then they couldn't convict OJ. And at the time, there was a mixed trial. Ever since the OJ trial, there haven't been that many mixed juries.
Mm-hmm.
So White Lives definitely mattered then, because when it's perceived that white lives don't matter, a law gets passed, something gets changed in legislation, something, right? Something gets changed in the justice system when people see that white lives don't matter. These are the things that happen,
right?
But when Black Lives Matter, nothing changes, nothing. The only reason why Derek Chauvin, the one who killed, ultimately deleted oh God, what's his name?
Deleted?
George Floyd, right?
George Floyd, yeah.
The reason why he went down is because you couldn't justify, although they have justified this many times, they couldn't justify a cop putting his knee on someone's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yes. Yeah,
They couldn't justify that.
That's murder, yeah.
Right? And if they would have, they knew that all hell would have broke loose in Minnesota. Okay? All hell would have broke loose in Minnesota. They was ready. And then when it was not guilty, we had White Lives Matter groups saying, oh, they convicted him because they were scared. Okay, so let me ask you something, lady. Do you think he's guilty? Well, He did have his knee on his neck. Okay, then. So then you can't just say that you think he's guilty, but then get mad at the jurors for coming up with a guilty verdict because they were scared that if he wasn't, that they were going to be riots in the street. At that point, it doesn't matter anymore because you, ma'am, said that he was guilty and that it didn't justify him getting a knee on his neck. Candace Owens was the one saying that he was martyred like a hero. No, he wasn't. He was not the hero. Dave Chappelle said he's just the guy. They killed him, and that's why people would talk about him. It has nothing to do about him being a hero. Okay? So Kanye says slavery was a choice. Let me get to that. There was only two choices with slavery, Kanye, and that was be a slave or be killed. So yeah,
that's it.
I guess in that case, it was a choice. The choice was death.
Death, yes.
For those who saw Black Panther, the first one, and I'm gonna give the mic back to Zacchaeus because we gotta close it. For those who saw Black Panther, Killmonger's character, he said, "Bury me," when he was about to die. "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors," because they knew that death was better than bondage. So that was a choice some of our ancestors made when they were on the not fantastic voyage, I'll say the horrific voyage to slavery,
voyage, yes.
where slavery already equaled death. If you were a slave, you were a dead man, dead woman already, because you were a slave, because there was no exit out of slavery. I don't understand why people don't get this. There was no exit out of slavery. Slavery lasted for over 400 years. So even if you didn't get killed in slavery, you died of old age. You died of old age as a slave.
Yes.
There was no exit except warfare. Warfare was already committed on Black lives when slavery happened. Slavery is also war. Slavery is also rape.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because you can't refuse. Anything that is against your will that you can't refuse, in the definition, before penetration even happens, that is rape. And dang, YouTube algorithm, I can't even say that word. Okay? Grape. We'll call it grape.
Oh, okay.
That is grape, right? Hate the algorithm, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is the same person, like you said, Zacchaeus, that wore that shirt. Kanye doesn't give a crap about what that shirt says. Let me just say that right now. That man doesn't give a crap about what that shirt says. That is clout chasing at his finest. He is a very insecure man. When nobody's not talking about him, it's a problem.
It's a problem, yes.
And it's a shame. And it's a shame that I have to say this about him, because I really think he's a very smart, in the sense that he tried to take the Adidas, the Yeezus brand with the Adidas, build his own. He wants to build his own. He has his own factory, according to that documentary, where he has his own factory. He's got his own farmland. There are things that he has that I aspire to do in the future. I believe in Black people having their own manufacturing and industrial plants, so that we can not only sell goods, but also make them, produce them. Because a lot of Black businesses don't produce the goods, but we get the goods from them and they overcharge us. So then now when it's in our stores, it's more expensive.
Right.
So when you're able to have the industries and the factories and the farms, if you're able to have it from the soil to the tree, from the seed to the tree, from the seed to the tree is the business pipeline that I promote. Okay? So, and it's a shame. And me talking about him probably ruined a potential business deal with him. But, it is what it is, because it's about character, man. That I don't respect that character. I respect what he's doing, right? In terms of what he got going with the farmland in Wyoming and whatever the heck he got, and he got Yeezy being made and him about to go fully independent. I admire that, but I just don't admire the character that comes with that person.
Right.
And like you said, it's convenient. As black people, give me your support. They taking my black babies to, black people vote for Trump and slavery was a choice and white lives matter. And first of all, we already know that white lives matter. You know how we know? Because anytime you do something to white people, you go away.
Oh yeah.
We already know that, Kanye.
That shirt is too obvious.
That's very obvious. We already know.
It's too obvious.
I ain't check this out.
Obvious.
I ain't even mad at the shirt. Honestly, I ain't even mad at the shirt. I'm just mad at the ignorance that comes with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so we gotta when you he's a cloud chaser. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. And he just wants to get attention. He's an attention seeker. And my thing is that and then he mentioned about slavery being a choice. I don't like when people especially the younger people that they don't know so much about slavery. So when you come up with ignorance like that, I like telling young people, especially my children, to learn about something. With you learn about it. Now, our ancestors will be turning in their graves to hear a black man in this day and age in 2022 talk the way he talks like that. It was a choice. It wasn't a choice at all, period. When you had your own, Europeans, Arabs came to the land, and you even had your own, using our own people to enslave our people and take them to distant lands. And there's nothing you gotta do about it. You didn't have a choice. When you're when your knee and your ankles and your in chains and shangles, you have where's the choice there? Like you said, like Fifth said, is either death or become a slave. And slavery was like that. It's like death. So
it was already a death sentence to begin with.
We'll
just work you till you till you die.
Until you die.
And then when you're no good to us, we'll just lynch you.
And you know what they did
that's what happened to black people back then during the slavery.
We were considered cargo. You know what? And you know what they did? You know when some slaves die during the voyage, you know what they did with them? You know what they did with them? They threw them overboard.
Yeah.
Because we were considered cargo.
Yeah.
So Kanye, I just shake my head like this.
Yeah.
No. Enough said.
It's the powers that be that control the agenda around him more so than him, because at the end of the day, white people look at him and they laugh at him too. They do. Yeah. They laugh at him and call him a buffoon and say, hey, thanks for making things easier for us so that we can continue to subjugate your people.
Right.
When you wear a shirt like that. I'm glad you wore that shirt, because now we could use that to still disenfranchise and violate your civil rights like we already do. That's basically what I'm mad at. Forget the shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's about beyond the shirt.
Yes.
Beyond the shirt. What he wore on his body, for me, is just a T-shirt. But the stuff behind it, the powers, the principles behind it, is not just a T-shirt. And that's what is a problem.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, I also wanted to add one last thing. Originally, when Black Lives Matter campaign started, the response from white supremacy was all lives matter. So how come he didn't just wear that shirt? Because when they said all lives matter, they were talking about white lives anyway. Because if all lives matter, then that includes Black lives, right?
Right.
If all lives matter, that should include that. There would be no need to say Black Lives Matter if all lives actually did matter.
Did matter, right?
You know, and that's the thing. Essentially, we do believe all lives matter, but the justice system doesn't agree with that.
Right.
The justice system doesn't say that all lives matter equally.
No,
it does not. So when I'm mad at the system, it's beyond me just being mad at like people.
Right.
Right. It's the system, and it's what the system allows. The system allows and gives power and privilege to people who want to commit acts of white supremacy under that. That's my problem. Is the system.
The system.
And any man, woman, or child that gets on these YouTube streets or wherever they are and say that there's no systematic oppression he or she is an enemy of mine. That is not an ally. Malcolm X was very clear about that. He told us to be very careful with black people and other people, but especially black people who look like me and you, Zacchaeus, that speak that racism don't exist stuff anymore. Malcolm already taught us.
Yes.
Stay far away from them. They are not your ally.
Yes.
They are not your ally.
Not your ally. We maybe have the same skin, but we're not the same kin. Okay.
Yeah. Because I personally feel like we don't have any allies, Zacchaeus. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't. When we get down to it, I don't think we have any true allies. Because if we go down in history, people talk to me about white abolitionists, right? Those same white abolitionists, when slavery, when emancipation happened, said, you know what? I don't want to live with those people. Put them over there. Put them over there. Have them live over here. And that's what gave birth to redlining.
Yes.
People don't know that. People have no idea.
That's the birth of the redlining.
People have no idea that after the white abolitionist movement, they saw black people free and said, you know what? They could be free, but not over here.
That's where the redlining came in. Yes.
They could be free, but not over here.
Facts. Yep.
And it's so counterproductive because you had so many white abolitionists who became hardcore white supremacists after that. Like, what was the point of you being an abolitionist then if you was going to do that?
Yeah, because it's a simple fact that they didn't like the freedom. Oh, they got too much. They got a little bit too much freedom. You better thankful for this freedom, boy. You got a little bit too much now. Oh no, and it was a change for them because it was like more like, what is the world coming to? To them, it was like they're free. What is the world coming to? Since Abe Lincoln shot in 1865 said all people are since the abolishment of slavery, they were like they're free. So that's to them, they were shocked. They're free.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is this. And we're gonna have to wrap this up. We're going a little over time, but it's all right. It's episode 1 of season 4. I just want to make sure we nail down to our correct point. Like I said before, it's the stuff behind it, right? And I don't want to repeat myself again because I feel like I nailed it down. But the stuff behind it, and then also the person, right? Expect. Kanye West already said he admitted that he was bipolar, so he's having a bipolar episode. He'll be talking different.
Yes,
pretty soon,
definitely. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He'll be talking different, and he'll probably act like that didn't happen. More than likely. And also, I want to say to people who applaud Kanye for being a free thinker, you can't be a free thinker and be a Republican. That doesn't make sense. A free thinker, a definition of a free thinker is somebody who's not affiliated with any party.
Right, that's right.
That's an independent free thinker.
Yes.
So for for people out here who are calling themselves free thinkers and they are hardcore conservative voting Republicans, you lie. Because you're not a free thinker.
Right.
You're a partisan thinker.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not a free thinker. And that's okay. Just say that.
Just say it, yeah.
Go ahead, Zacchaeus. I'm done.
Yeah, man. I mean, when it comes to Black Lives Matter, and we gotta actually take time to think about valuing ourselves and valuing each other. Valuing each other. That's what I want to say. Valuing each other, because obviously, from the last, when we read about the woman, the older Black woman that got killed, obviously that our lives don't really matter. So we gotta, and in the census, and I want to say in the strength of the census killing of the of Asia Womack, census killing. We gotta stop that. We gotta love on each other and stop the census killing. If it's Asia Womack to PNB Rock to, oh man, it's just that's another show. But I just want to end off that like that, So, yeah, I'm done. Enough said. Yeah.
All right. That was an episode of Mrs. Ian Fifth. Season 4, episode 1. We're gonna get up out of here.
Yes.
But we'll see y'all next week. All right.
Definitely.
This season, 35 episodes.
That's 35, right. Yeah. 35. Look forward to it. We got so much to impact. Look forward to it.
We got a lot to talk about.
Look forward to it. Yeah,
We got a lot to
talk
about.
For us.
We got a lot to talk about this season. We don't have the Round Circle podcast anymore, so we won't have big gaps anymore in between seasons. Okay?
No.
Some wonder, why do we do it in seasons? Because me and Zacchaeus work. We have day jobs. He has a family.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we sacrifice and dedicate our time to this podcast because it's a passion. But
yes,
at times we do need a break to do the things that don't distract us, so that we can continue to do what we got to do. That's all. So this is why we do it in seasons. This is why we do it for months, and then we take maybe a month off or something like. Well, I mean, we took more than a month off, but 2-3 months. We won't do big gaps like that, like we used to.
No more. No, we won't do it. No.
Will there be an off season? Yes, there'll be an off season, but it won't be as big as what we've have done. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Season 4, 35 episodes. That's what to expect from us for the rest of this season throughout the year and the next year, because it's going to run into the new year. All right.
That's right.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next episode. All right. Peace.